Hello, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Woo, whoa. Welcome to an on-the-road edition of Star Wars Unboxing Show. I am your host, Darth Tuba. And we'll be sharing our dialogue with the Disney Skyliner voice. We are on a mission. We are on a mission to Hollywood Studios.
We hope you enjoyed your visit to Epcot and World Showcase.
Well, I wasn't at Epcot or World Showcase, but anyway, we are on our way over to Hollywood Studios on a mission. A friend of mine asked me to pick up a lightsaber. At this point, there are several lightsabers that are actually 30% off, and there was one that he was asking about. So I am on my way to pick that up, but I thought I would take you along for the ride. You know, sometimes these things don't have sound, but of course the one I choose when I try to do my recording is going to talk a lot. But that's okay. So, we are staying at the Beach Club Resort, the Yacht and Beach Club Resort. The Beach Club Resort is what I was called our home resort. We are Disney Vacation Club members, and if that's something any of you had been thinking about or toying around with, I can tell you, I know this is a Star Wars channel, but I can tell you that we're also huge Disney fans, as anybody who's watched this channel knows. The Disney Vacation Club is basically like I don't want to call it a timeshare because it really isn't a timeshare. It's a whole different kind of thing. It's called vacation ownership, where you basically pre-purchase vacations for like 50 years. And there's a lot of pros and cons and things about that, but I can tell you that the DVC format is pretty beneficial, and especially for people who love to travel to Disney. You purchase a certain number of points, and then you can use the points in what's either your home resort or any other DVC resort, which is pretty much all the deluxe resorts in Disney World, all the high-end resorts, and you can use them as points. So
we are now approaching the Skyliner turn station.
We're turning here,
while we're turning,
the Beach Club is one of the earlier ones. There's been a lot of different resorts that do it. If you are not someone who's thinking they're going to go to Disney a lot, do not end up purchasing it. If you are someone who thinks that they will make yearly trips to Disney or every other year trips to Disney for the foreseeable future, I think it's very much worth it. People sometimes argue, like, why would I want to give Disney our money now and then, do trips later? Well, the reason is this, that is, I can tell you, is that the prices of hotels are going up. And yes, there is a maintenance fee that is part of the Disney Vacation Club, but the maintenance fee, I think for the points I purchased, my maintenance fee is around $1,200 a year. I paid for the trip, I paid for the points years ago. So basically I pay $1,200 a year for a trip. That's like 7, 8, 9, or sometimes depending on how I shift it, 10 days in the summer. And you could probably end up going even longer if you're someone who can travel long trips during the weeks in the winter. So it is definitely worth it for people who go to Disney a lot. If you're doing other things, there are places like DVC rental sites that you can just rent the points, and you don't have to make long-term commitments. So anyway. So we are cruising along on what's called the Disney Skyliner. You can see them going across. This is similar to what you might see in ski resorts.
We hope you are enjoying your journey.
I am enjoying my journey.
We are now traveling along Buena Vista.
So we're driving along here on our Skyliner. We went from the Skyliner Center at Epcot. It was outside of Epcot, so I just walked from Beach Club, which is a nice, wonderful thing, by the way. If you are looking for a deluxe resort to stay in, Beach Club and Boardwalk are my two top picks. Why? Because you can literally walk to Epcot. It's the only resort, except for contemporary walking to Magic Kingdom, it's the only resort you can actually walk to one of the parks. You can actually walk to two. You can walk to Hollywood Studios as well, but it is 90-something degrees out. I didn't want to walk to Hollywood Studios today. No. So instead I am taking the Skyliner, which does kind of go out of the way a little bit. It's gonna go over to the Riviera Resort, and then it's going to go to Caribbean Beach, and then I can switch cars there and go to Hollywood Studios. So that's fine, I'm good with that. Or is this, or maybe Caribbean Beach first, I can't tell. We are in I can't tell which one we're in. It's oh, let's see what they say.
In just a few moments, We will be arriving at Disney's Riviera
Riviera Resort,
the
okay.
Disney Vacation Club. As one of the most picturesque vacation
You can also
destinations
purchase
in the world,
DVC
the
points
European
for
Riviera
yourself to
has
use
fascinated and
through
inspired
third-party
many
companies. You don't have to go through Disney, and it is significantly
Disney himself.
cheaper. There are a few perks and things that you don't get. If you don't buy through Disney. We did buy through Disney, so we do get those perks. But you know, it depends. It really do some research. I'm not here to talk about whether you should or shouldn't do it. It really comes down to everybody's personal preference. I also say don't ever go into debt over it. I mean, if it's something you think you are going to do a lot, then do it. Some people buy like 15 contracts. I knew somebody who bought 15 contracts. I have one, and one is enough. One gives us about
Welcome to
8,
Disney's
you know,
Riviera
between
Resort. If you are traveling
7 and
to
10
Disney
days in a deluxe
Resort,
resort every
Disney's
year.
Hollywood Studios,
I'm good with that.
Disney's Pop Century Resort, or Disney's Art of Animation.
It's about the equivalent of
Please
a
remain on board.
luxury car payment, maybe moderate to luxury car payment. So, all right, we are going to be landing here in the Riviera Resort, which we don't have to actually stop. We're just going to turn around and then we'll. But I'm going to just kind of fast forward you on the fast pass to get you to Hollywood.
Thank you.
Here we are again. The videos are going to be filled with kind of back and forth. I think at the time of me video recording this, I had just dropped a video about our walkthrough Batuu, which this sort of is too. Of course, after that video about the walkthrough, there's going to be a long video that's dropping this week. I think the next video that comes out is going to be all about just basically a 2-hour walkthrough of our Halcyon adventure, which again is just epic. I mean, it's so sad that you know, they weren't able to give it a little more time. I think this thing would have really picked up, even at the cost it was. People, well, for one thing, it's sold out. So you'll see that, and it says part 1 on there because. Excuse me, we're gonna have a part 2 where we kind of have a discussion with the people that we went with. It'll be a lot of fun. Hey, there's Max. Well, I'm glad they got him in the shade. So, my friend has requested, by the way, my friend has been on a channel before. His name is, he'll go by Maestro Windu. I'm Darth Tuba. He goes by Maestro Windu. We're both music educators, so our handles are music and Star Wars related. He has requested a Leia lightsaber, which I've actually purchased one myself, and that's awesome. So I'm going to see if they have any at Gondars. I know that they don't have them in the outside shops. We just passed one kind of Star Wars themed gift shop. There's also the one over by Star Tours. So we are going to do that now. I can also tell you that it is hot. It's a little less oppressive today, but it was hot. It was it's heat index over in the high 90s to 105. So I think as a result, the crowds have been a little less this year. I might actually release this. I have a second channel that I don't do much with. It's called Poppin' Into Disney. And I think I want to release this on that channel as well, because we're just walking through a Disney park here, and that's kind of what that video is about. Anyway, crowd's been not empty, but lighter. And I think there's a lot that attributes to that. I mean, I think on the one hand, it's been, the heat just drives people away. It has been so hot. I have noticed the hotels are pretty busy. We've been staying in a couple of different hotels, and none of them have been empty. They've all had a decent amount of crowds. I just think people are trying to stay where it's cool. Like my wife normally travels with me into the parks in the mornings and in the evenings. We don't really do the afternoons too much, just because of how hot it is. But even now, she knows that if she goes into the park in the morning, she's gonna feel kind of not so good. So, and she wants to be good for this afternoon. So I'm running the mission solo, but that's okay. At least we got a little cloud cover, which helps. You can see it's a decent amount of crowds though. Should we back? And of course, a large crowd heading through the subway tunnel that takes us to Batuu. And just like that, a little tunnel, and a little Disney magic. We are now on Batuu. I've said in previous videos, the little music that you hear there is really the only music in the whole land. And I used to not be a fan of that. Being a John Williams lover of all things John Williams music, I would wish that there was better and more music opportunities. However, they do run them on the rides. Both the new Galaxy's Edge themes along with other themes, so it's all good. And I've been around other areas where other music is there, and it does get a little bit old. It's like usually an hour-long loop and it repeats over and over. So I kind of feel like I'd rather there be no music and just occasionally hear snippets of it. I don't want to get tired of John Williams music, ever. Big swing. I think they added these seating areas here with the umbrellas after the fact. Very smart. Let's take a stroll through the marketplace, shall we? This is an amazing place. I am so glad they got this in before the pandemic, because if they had tried to build this after the pandemic with, all the loss of revenue, they would have scaled it back. Something terrible. For Star Wars, you need something like this. I mean, look at the detail. And what's great about it is that you have to look for it. You gotta look for certain things. Look at this. This is a complete unused space. They're just there for show. Look at all the tools, the sculptures. I hope maybe someday they put a wood sculptor there. You have this little station with banthas. Monkey Lizard's 40% off. I'm eyeing that puffer pig. I know I shouldn't, but I kind of want a puffer pig. They just look like they're just in stock now. They also had an R2, or not an R2, a droid, used droid parts popcorn bucket. But it don't look like it's available anymore. I knew it, I was there. I should have picked it up. There's, of course, Ronto Roasters. Fun fact, they now close this at 3 p.m., but you can still walk through here and you can still eat at the tables. And you can still get a Ronto Roaster, which is amazing, by the way. You can still get them at Docking Bay 7, which is the other dining place. Love this. Excuse me. And here is Doc Undar's Den of Antiquities. This almost looks like a swimming shirt. I like those mugs.
I'll carry all day. Yeah, it's dual purpose.
Oh, mobile checkout. I take advantage of that. Kylo Ren. You can be Kylo Ren. I do like this outfit. I wonder if Mrs. Darth Tuba would allow me to put that on our mantle. Probably not. This is kind of cool. It's like it's a display stand for lightsabers. You just rest it on top here. And then these are kyber crystal. You can actually put them in front of the thing. That's kind of cool.
Calling you out.
Okay, so I was apparently misinformed, and my friend's request for a lightsaber, the Leia lightsaber, is not in fact on sale. So I am waiting to hear back from him to see if he would like it anyway at the non-discounted price, which is fine. A walk around Batuu is never wasted time in my humble opinion. This is a really cool little hidden secret. It says exit only, but it's essentially a nice outdoor seating area. This heat of the summer months not so great, but it does end up being nice in the evenings. That's Sabi's lightsaber workshop. Again, I am so glad. I just have to reiterate, I am so glad that they built this before the pandemic. It just feels like, you know, I mean, even this one, there's just been recently some blueprints that came out of things that ended up getting cut out due to budget restraints. But I mean, come on. This is definitely not someplace. They did not go on the cheap with this. They built a flippin' Millennium Falcon. Isn't it amazing? Now, I'm going to show you a little hidden Mickey, or rather, a little hidden Falcon. That's right, there is a Millennium Falcon hidden on the Millennium Falcon, and I'm going to show you where it is. If you look here at the cockpit, I'm going to show you. Maybe. Right there. That's a hidden Falcon. Some would also argue that this right here is a hidden Donald's because of that little blue flag, but it's a little more prominent in the Batuu West, aka Disneyland. Oh, just so amazing. I mean, and by the way, when you're here, get the Disney Play app and do some of the adventures there. Some you can hack into different things. I mean, it's not like an all-day, you know, a thing that's gonna require you to give up even a half a day at the park. It's just something you can do for a little while. The cantina, still very popular. I wish they had more food options. That's the only, but that's not really a complaint. It's just when you go there, you have like 2 food options and they're kind of weird. That's a nice little photo spot. Make sure you hydrate, folks. Look at this detail. I think that's a biker scout helmet. Blasters. Macro binoculars. Helmets from Andor and Hoth. You gotta love it. Well, I'm still not hearing back from my friends, so this may have to carry over to another day. But that's okay. Because I am not empty-handed. There were a few things I wanted to pick up as well, which I have done. I will not be telling you what they are right now in this episode because why not? Why wait? Why not wait till a future unboxing? I love this little droid maintenance place, but that they use droid helmets for lampposts. Probe droid. Hey, Henry. Hey. Now, as I said, they really did it up nice. I believe there is potential for growth as well. They have spaces here that they can do more with if they wanted to. If they want to do a refresh or build up a little bit, maybe they will have to do a repaint eventually because of all of the yes, raising children, never an easy thing. Now my Magic Band is one of those Magic Band Pluses, which means we can do an activity called the Bounty. But the last time I tried it, oh, I see stormtroopers. Stormtroopers. All right. This Batuu Bounty is a fun activity. It's just basically like a getting warmer, getting colder kind of thing. And you go and collect bounties, and then you go retrieve them here, and you get credits. I believe there's like 20 bounties.
Every hunter has their unique weapon. I wonder what yours is.
See, I can't do it because I don't have a magic band.
Yeah, I've been having an issue with that. I might have to check with a cast member on that, or maybe try a different Magic Band. So it's all right though. I'll get that worked out eventually. I know my band is fully charged, so I'll have to check it out. I need to regroup here in the shade for a second. Whew, it is hot here. They say Batuu has 3 suns.
Found a baby raptor yesterday.
A baby raptor?
FN 914 sleeping unit. Hey, was FN 914 at roll call?
The detail here is just incredible. Alright, so I've been waiting to hear back from my friend, but he must be otherwise occupied. So I think I am going to call this an episode. Again, not a loss on my end. I'm happy anytime a walk through Batuu is required. I am totally down with it. As I said, little hint, I ended up getting the puffer pig. So I'm happy. It's so funny, I know people are probably watch the channel are like, you just had that huge yard sale and now you just got rid of a whole bunch of Star Wars merchandise and just to fill it with more merchandise. I think at the end of the day, it will all end up going to yard sale except for a select amount. But I really do have a love for Disney and Star Wars, so Galaxy's Edge is right in my wheelhouse. All right, So that is going to do it for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Check out all my other videos. More Galactic Star Cruiser videos are coming. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you. Or as they say on Batuu, till the spire. So, a little tag on the end of the video. I was able to acquire the Leia lightsaber. Here it is. I was actually, I don't know how much of my dialogue here is understood, but I had one cast member tell me that it was on sale, another cast member tell me that it was not on sale, and then I actually ended up going into the Galactic Outpost in Disney Springs, where they also have lightsabers for sale, and they had it there, and it was on sale. So there you go. So my friend was very happy, and I look forward to getting this, smuggling this out of Batuu, or I should say out of Walt Disney World, and getting it up to him. So glad that worked out. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you and see you all next time.